Of that, from the animals to the crews that go down and help with all the buildings that have been knocked around. There are a lot of good folks who go down there after that hurricane.
Yeah, a lot of people here that try to pitch in and help when they can when there are these tragedies. All right, let's talk about our weather here locally, and unfortunately you may be awakened in the middle of the night by some stormy weather?
There may be a few rumbles of thunder, especially south of the Ohio River, but things are looking more in our favor of not as much rain across the area starting tomorrow morning. And I'll talk more about that here in just a moment. But here's a check on the live radar right now. You can see things have been quiet pretty much all evening. And you know what? We've still got several more hours of quiet weather. However, I want to draw your attention to that big blob of red. You see some thunderstorms down there south of Louisville, south of Lexington. This is a big complex of showers and storms. And what I think is going to happen is that these downpours will rob a lot of the moisture that would flow north to help fuel some of the heavier rain overnight tonight and into tomorrow morning. Will it completely cut out the rain? No, but I think it certainly will bring down the overall rainfall amounts. We watch this a lot. It happens frequently in the wintertime. Sometimes systems like this can rob us of big snowfalls, and all of a sudden you end up, well, you were calling for 7 or 8 inches, and then you end up with just a couple because you get big complexes to the south of us sometime that interrupt that moisture trying to travel its way north towards the Ohio River. And I think this may be one of those scenarios. Watch Futurecast here and you'll see it. I still think after 2 or 3 a.m. we get some showers to move into the area. I still suspect we've got a wet morning commute, or at least wet roadways, but notice you don't see quite as much red, yellow, and orange on Futurecast as we had during the early evening shows. So I think we're talking about lower rainfall amounts. Still looks wet through the first part of your day, as that will be the greatest likelihood for rain, and I still think southeast of Interstate 71 there could be some decent rainfall amounts. I'm just not as confident enough that it will be flood producing. I think we may be out of the woods as far as that goes. And then by tomorrow evening, we may have a few downpours around. And then you see that thin line come through tomorrow night? That is the cool front that will eventually usher in some much more comfortable air, lower humidity levels, just in time for the start of Labor Day. So there's that storm system tonight. There's those storms running ahead of the weather maker. This sweeps through the area overnight while we sleep. So rain chances start to go up the next few hours, very high in the morning, relatively low during the afternoon and evening tomorrow. And then by Friday, the weather much more comfortable. Check out forecast rainfall amounts, and you'll notice, too, they have come way down. I still think across parts of northern Kentucky into parts of Brown, Adams counties, you could have some 1 to 2 inch rainfall amounts. But, boy, look how those totals really drop off as you head north of the Ohio River, or even really north of the 71-75 split. For greater Cincinnati points north, we may be lucky to get a few tenths of an inch of rainfall. I think worst case scenario here in the metro, a half an inch or so at best. So the Weather Service still has the flood watch up for now. We'll see how things play out overnight into the morning. 74 degrees at the airport. We have had about 6/10 of an inch of rainfall so far today, and it's humid out there. You already know that dew point around 70. Temperatures won't fall much tonight, given the fact that we've got clouds and some showers moving in. So over the next 12 hours, temperatures basically hover in the 70s, and then with some peaks at the sun as we dry out tomorrow afternoon, temperatures get close to 80. A lot of you have been asking me, when do we get rid of the humidity? Friday is when we finally get in on some nice, refreshing air that takes us through the start of the holiday weekend. So rain returns tonight. Again, there could be a few pockets of it heavy, especially south of the Ohio River. Tomorrow, 82, a weather impact day. Rain will be most impactful to the first part of your day before lunchtime, and then drier in the afternoon and evening. Here's your 7-day forecast. 77 on Friday, and then Mike and Cherie, it's looking more like the start of summer than the end of summer heading into the Labor Day weekend. Right now, it's nice and dry with temperatures getting back close to 90 by early next week.
All right, Kevin, people who made the outdoor plans over the holiday